All right. So the question is, firstly, I want to say, so I haven't asked any of you guys any questions relationship related or nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alexis?
You said what? I'm sorry.
I haven't asked you guys anything like relation-wise at all. This is going to be an original question I'm going to ask so that I can get you guys original response. And it's a
Okay, correct.
it's a relationship
Correct.
question. All right. So the question is, can a man be loyal to two women?
Ooh, well, I'll first say that question is subjective. Subjective. It's very subjective. I can only answer that in my opinion. I'm not saying everyone's gonna agree with my opinion.
Well, hold on. Before you answer that question, I need more clarification. What do you mean by loyal?
Meaning, so to be disloyal would be to cheat, like fornication. In the case of a marriage, it's adultery, right? So in the case of loyalty, and in the case of polygyny, and the man has two wives, can he be loyal to two women?
Depends on the man. It depends on the man and how much he feared his Lord.
I agree.
Okay.
That's it.
Of course he can. Of course a man can. But it depends on if he has those criteria that you just mentioned.
Okay.
Because there is, and I'm gonna go deep a little bit. I'm gonna be real. There is some men who have 2 or 3 wives and they still cheat. So I feel like that's a personal problem. That's a personal issue with that man. Not sure if he hasn't met the woman that he really wants.
And that honestly might be a sickness. Some men have a sickness where they can't be loyal.
So loyalty for the man is to Allah and then to the women. So basically, to say that the man is loyal from from a human perspective would mean that he has made it clear to his first woman that he has a second woman.
Wife?
Or I would say wife, because I'm saying woman because you have non-Muslims who are probably going to listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
So in the case of, like, I hear some women, they say, oh, if he tells me first that he's going to have another woman, then it's okay. So Islamically, that's how it is in Islam. So the man gets married. However, some men do get married to the second wife before they tell the first wife, which is permissible. So that's why I say, so loyalty is first to Allah and then to the women. Would you agree?
And you're saying first to Allah and then to the women to reference what?
To reference that he got married legally to the second wife, Islamically, in the sight of Allah. And then later on,
he could have still married that lady in the sight of Allah by permission of Allah and told his wife ahead of time.
Okay,
that's not permissible.
Okay, but that's a different topic. What I'm saying is it
this related to what we're talking about, though?
But answer what I'm saying, the first part. The first one, those are 2 scenarios. You're bringing up another scenario. One scenario is he got married in the sight of Allah, Islamically, and the first wife didn't know. And so that means, and after he got married to the second wife, he didn't cheat on either of the 2. So that means he remained loyal to both women in the sight of Allah first, because that's what's most important, for the man to fear Allah. The man
so
fears
why
Allah
are you
first.
asking us? Because it sounds like you got the answer.
Because I wanted to hear a woman's perspective.
No, you don't.
Why don't I?
Because you already got your mind made up about the perspective.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? You literally just was standing there for a whole 3 minutes explaining your perspective.
Yeah, that is my perspective, but I also want the woman's perspective. I also
Okay,
want
well
the woman's
let us
perspective.
give our perspective then. Now,
But a
uh,
perspective in relation to what I'm saying, not bringing up a totally new subject.
No,
okay,
I didn't
okay,
say that.
sure. That's only fair. Okay, so listen, I feel like if you're gonna be loyal all around. Don't be loyal after you done married this woman. Oh, and now I'm just gonna be loyal to both of y'all after I secretly went to marry someone else.
But why are you
That
calling
don't
it?
make sense to me.
Okay, it's only secret to the woman, but not
That's a
secret to
secret.
Allah.
That's a
Okay, what's
secret.
more
But
important?
but it's
Okay,
still
so
a secret to me, even though it's not to Allah. Like you
okay,
said,
That's crazy because Allah knows everything. Like Allah, not a leaf falls without Allah's knowledge.
right.
You can't say
exactly.
that.
I can't say what.
You can't say Allah knows. Of course Allah knows.
Yeah,
So that's why
Allah
Allah
you
knows
can
knows.
say it. So that's
everything.
why you can say it. Why can't you not say it?
Yeah, but you
I mean, and
but it's a
I get what you're trying to say. You're saying, well, as long as Allah knows, and and Allah made it permissible, then it's okay for him to marry a second wife behind without the first wife knowing. But I don't think it's a smart move
at
to
all.
do
I'm not
Like
saying
he'll
it's.
never be
because
he won't be in
conflicts.
polygamy for 5 seconds
I'm not saying.
before the first wife is divorcing.
I'm not saying that it's smart. I don't think that it's smart, especially not in 2024. However, it is permissible. It is something that the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam
True.
did, and if the
And it
man
didn't turn out great for him either.
and the man, well, it did turn out great for him because he
No,
didn't
because
divorce the wives didn't
the
divorce him.
wife they didn't. Why would they divorce him? But he had some drama behind it.
I mean, it's just drama dealing with a bunch of women.
No.
If
Regardless.
Take
that's
that.
no,
Nah,
no.
Yeah, it
If
is.
you know
No.
that I
What
don't
is-
agree.
that's
with
a
So,
that's a
so
very
there's no
almost an
drama.
un-Islamic
So you're saying
statement.
there's no drama in the man dealing with the bunch of them?
You
Well,
act like there's no drama with a woman dealing with a man.
that's a different topic. So what did I'm saying, so you're saying there's
That
no
is a different topic, but
drama.
at the same
Is there
time,
drama for a man dealing with many wives? As catty as women
yes,
are,
but it
it
does not
is.
have
No,
to be.
it
does
doesn't.
not
No,
have to
no,
be.
it's not. There, the guy plus 8 with Kate, he had like 8 wives.
Uh-huh.
I
And
forgot which religion that was.
And-
Whatever one of
The Mormons.
Mormons. He had like 8 wives, and they got along superbly. Like they,
For the TV show?
the, what
For
the
2 hours on a
they
TV
got
show?
along very nicely.
Oh, they got along.
The problem
They were like
was
sisters.
him. He turned out to be the problem because his heart belonged to that first wife.
Yep.
And he
That's what happened.
couldn't quite separate that, even though he had 8 others and 30,000 kids.
Well, first of all, let's say we already know from Quran that Allah puts wrath in situations that are not according to Allah's perspective. Like Allah's perspective is stop at 4. Once a person goes beyond
But
that,
if you
then
only
Allah's
knew,
going to put wrath in that situation, and part of that wrath would be that man maybe acting the way you're acting. So I'm saying, staying within the fold of Islam, because we're all Muslim, that the Prophet ﷺ did have some drama, because the
he
lady
sure
broke
did.
the plate, and and the honey situation, all these different stories. However, most of the time there was no drama. There's always going to be some, some emotion,
There's
some
just-
situation, for an hour or two, there's something flings up.
All right, so let's just go back to
out.
the original question, which was, is
Can
he
a
loyal?
man be loyal to 2 women?
I think a man can be faithful
What is the
to
difference
2 women
between
because
faithful and
loyalty is something completely. Because if he was loyal to that first wife, he wouldn't be getting a secret one. Because loyalty has a certain level of
Right.
respect attached to it,
One has a certain
and
respect.
that's not loyalty. Loyalty is keeping it real and saying, "Hey, I'm interested in this other sister, and I'm thinking about marrying her."
We're doing what is faithful.
Faithful is meaning you're not cheating.
I agree with Bianca.
Okay, you just threw me. There, I'm getting the word game. What is that? Faithful and loyalty is the same thing.
Hey Google, what's the definition of faithful?
Here's the definition of faithful: remaining loyal and steadfast.
That's what I just said.
Hey Google,
Remaining
what's the
loyal.
definition of loyalty?
Here's the definition of loyalty. The quality of being loyal.
So loyalty and faithful is the same thing.
The quality.
So this might be, something from like your perspective. You're saying
You asked me what my perspective was.
Faithful is. Say it again.
But you can be disloyal in different ways. It doesn't have to be cheating.
No,
Here's the ultimate.
Miyake made an example of a man being loyal and then one being faithful, and she separated the two.
I did.
And she had two different meanings for the two. And I'm saying that they both mean the same. So loyalty and faithful, okay, I'm faithful to you, so I'm not.
While I'm creeping behind your back, getting ready to get with another chick.
You can't.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
Okay, so is faithful according to our perspective or according to Allah's perspective?
Faithful is according to you want to stay in a polygamous relationship.
Okay.
If that's your
See,
that's your aim.
This is what I have to deal with. Miyake always got jokes. All right.
This is hilarious.
So but keep it real. Faithful is Allah's perspective.
I'm gonna tell you, if you're dealing with an American woman.
Okay, but faithful, whether it's an American woman or a Chinese woman.
No, because it's different.
Or
it's
Arab
different.
Woman or
Cultures are different. Cultures are different.
But irregardless, Allah created us all.
True.
So Allah's perspective overrules everything.
Correct.
Allah says, obey Allah and obey His messenger. And those, so Allah's perspective is what the Prophet ﷺ did. So the Prophet ﷺ got married to a woman.
So how you keep saying you want our perspective, but then you eliminate it, and then you just go back to what you want to go back to.
All right, so that's your perspective.
That's my perspective.
Lexus, you gave your perspective?
Yeah, I said I don't think. I mean, it's just contradicting a little bit. Okay, I'm loyal and faithful to her, but then I go. Like, if you have a relationship with your wife, your first wife, and you're loyal, you're faithful to her, why are you hiding the other woman? I don't understand that.
If it's something that's permissible, why are you hiding it?
But is that him being unfaithful? He might be more so. It's not. I guess he would be more so.
That's him being untruthful. That's him being untruthful.
Okay. In a way, yeah.
That's untruthful.
He's not being forthcoming. He's not being forthcoming with the situation.
Let me tell you something. Anybody who does a secret marriage lies.
Okay, so.
Anybody who does a marriage behind a woman's back lies. You have to lie. There's no way you can court a whole nother woman, get to know her well enough, meet her wali, get her mahar and all this stuff, and the wife ain't asking questions.
Unless they did like the Prophet was out at war. You know what I'm saying? He was far away from his wives, and then he met the woman and then got married. So there was no communication between him and his other wives until he got back.
Baby, we're not talking about no war situation.
I'm just saying there are situations where the man is not lying.
90% of the time, if there's no war situation, he's lying.
We can say most of the time a man is lying. I can't agree with that because, I can definitely agree with that. So
there is no reason for any man to lie about getting a second wife if he feels like what he's doing is correct.
It's correct.
If you feel like you're exercising your right as a Muslim man to get another wife, what the heck are you creeping for?
But you know what? Some men hide it because the first wife can't handle it.
That's true.
They know the first wife can't handle it.
That's the only reason why the man hides it.
Yeah, but so then why did you marry her?
He still wants that because he still wants that woman.
Going to do what a man's going to do.
So then you choose to lie on the back end of it? Like, but you still not the one woman you trying to keep, and you thinking you can keep her through lying, is the same woman you gonna lose, and then this other chick who's new to the whole situation is gonna eventually get left. I'm telling you, the first wife is gonna leave. He not gonna be happy with her because the first wife left. He gonna leave her and go back to the first one.
Okay, so
but you know what? Usually the second wife leaves.
Miyaka's describing me and her situation because I did it. I did exactly that. So I got married and then told Miyaka after, and then Miyaka left.
But with Miyaka, you didn't have to do that. You could have just told Miyaka.
And he knew that. But, I don't know why. Instead of listening to me, he was listening to other brothers in the community. And they led his butt right astray.
So I mean, I do agree from experience that it is best to, let the first wife know. But I was loyal to them. I never cheated on either one of them. So a man can be loyal and faithful to two women. Loyalty and faithful meaning they don't commit adultery.
Okay, so not telling the other wife that's not loyal. I don't know. This is kind of.
There's a difference.
I don't agree.
I think maybe there's.
Like I feel like why aren't you loyal all the way around? You could be disloyal. To me, I feel like that's disloyal. Like you ain't tell me, you were behind my back, and we're supposed to be husband and wife, and we're supposed to have that communication. And it's like, huh? Like you couldn't tell me that.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
That's a what's the word I'm looking for? That's like a blow.
So loyalty to Allah and then the women. So is it okay if the woman knows, okay, he's been...
Why are you using Allah
Islamically
to justify, like... It's like you're... What do you mean by you saying loyalty to Allah? Like, I got to go back to that.
Okay, because you have to fear Allah. You have to do the marriage correctly. So he did the marriage correctly in the sight of Allah. He did the contract, gave her dowry, did all of the things that's supposed to be done.
We need to ask a sheikh. That's what we need to ask. We need to ask what you're asking, because ultimately, neither one of us three have the proper understanding about what that truly looks like.
What is that?
What do you mean? What is that? What are we talking about? Meaning the loyalty to Allah thing. Like, I feel like you're trying to use Allah as a justification to sneak.
Yeah,
right. Because there's the Prophet said that when a person commits fornication or adultery, that
but nobody's saying anybody's doing that.
Allah. Like it does. It's like it's almost. I forget the word, but it's like.
You didn't do anything wrong in Allah's eyesight. I get that.
There's a word that was used that gives the impression that Allah takes it personal. Allah takes like a fornication, adultery, having sex out of wedlock. It's like a ghaira, like Allah. It makes Allah jealous. Like Allah takes it kind of. Looks at it as if Allah is getting jealous of it.
Isn't that like a major sin?
Oh yeah, it is.
So yeah, okay, it's a major sin.
So that means that if the man is not committing, in this case, adultery, because he's fearing Allah, isn't that commendable? Because you have a lot of men who they'll be still married to two wives and still out doing their thing. So you have a man who is being loyal to two women. It's not
commendable, Hiram. It's not commendable.
So it's a bad thing?
What do you mean? It's a bad thing because he can't control his nuts?
It's a bad thing because he can... She said nuts, like N-A-F-S.
Well, I know. He can't control his nuts.
Yeah, I thought... No, she didn't say nuts. Like.
Okay, well, I get what she's saying. He can't control his
soul. Control his nafs, N-A-F-S, nafs. It's an Arabic word for soul. So
I know that your flesh, your desires.
Okay, so
I did too, honestly.
Yeah. So So a man being loyal is commendable or not? A man being loyal to
his wife is a man who fears Allah.
So he has two wives, so he's being loyal to both of them. Isn't that also commendable?
Why do you? No, it's not commendable, Hiram, to marry somebody and be faithful. That's just a regular part of your deen. That's just something a man is supposed to do, just like a woman is supposed to be faithful. A man is supposed to be faithful.
It's commendable still.
I guess.
I don't say it's commendable. I'll agree to that. Because not a lot of men are. To me, it's commendable. But
I mean,
it's something that should be done. Period. You're your lawyer.
I mean, that's the lowest of expectations.
I mean, Islam checks the man because he limits the man to 4. Otherwise, men would just go out and out.
But he said one is better. So
no, he does not say one. He said one if you're not able to be just. There's
And
no
a lot
word
of men
better.
aren't able to be just.
And there's a lot of men.
And you are an example of that.
I was
A
just.
lot of men are not able to be just.
I was just. I was definitely just. I just couldn't hang around Kansas City long because I was trucking, and you guys was just wilding out whenever I get back in town. But as far as
no.
Yeah.
I wasn't wilding out.
well, not you, not Miyaka, Asma was. Mel, I forgive her. I mean,
Well, listen, I was around, okay, but
that wasn't
to answer
me. That
your
wasn't
question,
me. I wasn't the problem.
I feel like we all have our problems, okay?
You wasn't
we
the
all
problem.
have to take accountability.
Okay, so it
For
does.
sure,
It does matter the kind of woman you marry too. So Miyaka's more of a objective, outgoing, positive, light, bright.
Outspoken.
Whereas we know how Asma is. So we don't want to talk about behind her back. But anyway.
Right, understood.
So, but the question is, man can be so loyal to two women, or three women, or four women.
Yeah, some men.
Okay, all right.
Yep, some men. Where they at? Where they at? Because I'm trying to see.
So, yeah, I want to...
They're not in Kansas City, I can tell you that for sure.
Ooh, I know. I can't wait to get out of here.
Girl, I don't know how you doing it.
So I'm probably going to...